a way that is sensitive to the environment, we will do that. But if the federal government continues to interfere in provincial jurisdiction, we're going to continue to have problems. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and my honourable colleague for Fort McMurray Cold Lake. The only thing that could possibly make a climate activist think this bill was worth more than the paper it was written on is the overreaction from the Conservative benches. So I would suggest to my Conservative friends that if they would just look at this bill and honestly say, gee, I think this is a nothing burger, then that would also help our side that wants to see real climate action say, aha, nothing burger. Why don't we go back to the report of the task force on coal sector workers, bring in really meaningful measures, such as when a coal sector worker or a fossil fuel worker is going to lose a job, let's make sure they're supported so they don't have problem paying the mortgage on their house, make sure they get their pension earlier, all the principles that were adopted in the earlier work that took place in 2018.
Member for Fort McMurray Cold Lake.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. But that's part of the problem. Government should not be deciding which jobs should and should not exist. This should be left to a space where the economy and industry gets to work collaboratively to do this. But this is part of the problem. When the Green Party is trying to say, just trust us, this is a nothing burger, that raises huge red flags to me because we have heard very clearly that this is a problem. And you know what's one of the big problems with this bill, on top of every other big problem in this bill, is the fact that we haven't heard from a single witness at committee. Because they said, oh, well, we've already studied this, possibly, so no, we're not going to bring in any witnesses. So we don't even know what the eco-activists think. We don't know what the industry thinks, because they haven't actually had an opportunity to come before committee and have this. And that becomes a serious problem because, as this government has done time and time again, they have shirked their responsibility and stepped on provincial jurisdiction, which means that when and if this gets challenged into the Supreme Court justices will not have expert witness testimony to go off of to figure out what was the intent of the government, further costing taxpayers valuable money and doing nothing. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Resuming debate, the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Northern Affairs and to the Minister of National Defence.
Thank you very